You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
We're not gonna take it. Oh shit! Can't use that song. My work uses that song as the hold music.
Really?
Oh my god! People hate me when I say I put them on hold.
What was the hold music from?
Twisted Sister.
Oh, that and the one that's universally used. That
This whole music is brought to you by the brave men and women of law enforcement.
All right, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Couch Potatoes. I'm Alex.
This is Cap
Morrison.
Week, I live in a hot dog. This week we're going to be talking about a very short season for South Park, season 25.
Yep.
got that HBO money.
Hey, it's not as short as 24.
How many? Well, yeah.
One episode for season 24.
Yeah. But no, season 25, 6 episodes.
Yeah.
6 episodes total.
It's the shortest season.
Do we know why they decided to do that?
Paramount.
Oh, Paramount budget.
Really?
I think so.
You think?
I think with them putting out the movies, the specials or whatever, that counts as 4 each, or that counts as 4 altogether. So it's like one pandemic special 1 is 2 episodes, and then pandemic special 2 is 2 episodes. That's 4 plus the 6 is 10.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Too much content. They don't want you to have too much happiness.
By the way, did y'all see the announcement for the 25th anniversary concert?
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit because, again, we don't have as much to go down with the episode. So let's just kind of talk about what's also going on in the world of Trey Parker and Matt Stone, because they announced this one-day festival that is sponsored by Integrity Weed that's going to have Ween and Korn.
Not Korn, Primus.
Primus, yeah. Weed, yeah.
Korn would be awesome.
I was gonna say,
just to
Korn,
show up
because they did an episode too.
Watch one of them have like a
Halloween episode.
Watch one of them have like a guest appearance, or like somebody like have them have guest appearances here and there during songs and shit like that.
It just makes me wonder if Primus is gonna do the intro song.
They got to. And if I lived in Colorado, I would fucking go in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Tickets for that thing are ridiculous.
Like, how much are they running?
Like $200-$300.
Oh god, well, that sounds about right.
But you could smoke weed in Colorado and go see Trey Parker, Matt Stone.
Yeah.
See, that's my thing. Is like,
if I could get a double feature kind of thing set up, or watch like a Book of Mormon.
Yeah,
I'll go.
Well, see,
I'll drop cash. I'll drop $3,000.
Really? Damn.
For 3 of us to go. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome. All right, rock fight. Who wins, Primus or Ween?
Promise. Promise.
See, Ween's got like
I don't give a fuck about Ween.
I love Ween though. Ween does like country music, rock music, soul music.
Promise would just freak them the fuck out.
Ween's got some freaky ass music too. They're both two like the freakiest bands of like the
Betty's
90s
Brown
and
Beaver
shit.
just comes out of nowhere.
I love Primus too.
Yeah, Promise is fun. Promise is. It's so niche. Like, everyone likes one Primus song, and they're just like, "No, fuck this band." It's just like
a lot of it is like, you know, if you're not a Primus fan, it's like unlistenable. But
like what are these like the Brown Beaver song? The music video itself is just so fucking weird. They're dressed like cartoon, like actually
animatronic fucking cowboys.
Yeah,
like from a Chuck E. Cheese or some shit.
Yeah, some defunct Charles E. Cheese.
Charles E. Cheese.
But they're like Les Claypool's playing the bass like up on the neck and shit like that too, so it looks even more freaky.
These things are playing like Gene Simmons.
What's that? Oh yeah, kind of like that.
The way Gene Simmons plays is fucking weird.
Well, and we've talked about this on No Time to Turn, another show on the Something Good Network. If you're a Kiss fan, check it out.
I'm not invited.
Well, you're also not a Kiss fan, Chris. And we've also never had guests on the show. But
I want to talk about astronauts.
I want to hear that podcast.
I would love to talk about the nasty shit it took us to get to the moon. Oh my God. And all the other nasty shit it took afterwards.
See, you would lead in with that, and then Russ probably knows all this stuff too. But
oh man, I'd love to talk to Russ about this shit.
Well, do like last podcast. I'll write us up a little essay on that and take us down a rabbit hole of moon facts one day.
A lot of Nazis in the first episode. It'll be a 10-part series. The first 3 are about Nazis.
Yes. There'd be like 5 episodes on Operation Paperclip by itself.
It's history, folks. But no, I don't know.
teach that no more.
Between those two, I would only have to go with Ween because, as Kat mentioned the other day when we were talking about this in the car, I like Piss Up a Rope, which is kind of like their goofy country song. I like that. So for that alone, I'd have to do. I don't know. Primus, that really fell under that. What I consider math rock.
It's like, I don't know if it's math rock as much as it's fucking Captain Beefheart off the wall freaky shit.
It's just, I don't know. I guess it was too freaky to fucking click with me.
It is freaky music. Although, if Les Claypool singing Piss Up a Rope would be fun as shit when they do the, because he's got that twangy voice anyway.
Yeah.
I would love to see them do a country set where he's, playing bass and singing too.
Primus reminds me of a parody band trying to make fun of Tool.
Yes! See, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
And it's funny as fuck.
Well, there would be like they were all big Rush guys. So there's a lot of that
so like
too.
prog rock and stuff like that. Like Devo type shit.
Yeah, a lot of jazz and like Stanley Clark shit in it too.
But it's like that's just one of the more recent things that the whole South Park team is kind of doing. Like, ever since they signed that thing with Paramount, they've been spending that money.
Yeah.
Because I think we discussed on one of the pandemic special episodes, they bought Casa Bonita. So they're going to be owners on that one. And they said they're not going to South Park it up. They just want to do a good restaurant. Like, they said they might add little references here and there. He said, but they want to keep all the main stuff.
It seems like they're wanting to save it more than anything.
Exactly. They're not trying to turn it into a South Park themed tourist trap. They're just like, no, we just want to make Casa Bonita like you saw it in the show. As cool as you saw it in the show, we want to actually make it that cool.
And with Integrity Weed too, that's probably like a special occasion deal too that they are starting up.
I wouldn't be surprised if it winds up being an ongoing. The weed
like,
industry is booming.
Kind of like Last Pod's weed brand.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm totally falling off the wagon on Last Pod because they took all their shit off Apple Podcasts. And because
what I'm saying, you was bringing up like weed.
Yeah.
They have they have their own branded weed products.
Oh, see, that's what I was getting at. Is I didn't know that because I've not listened to their episodes in so long because they only just now recently added them back to Apple Podcasts because they signed that Spotify exclusive.
Yeah. All their commercials are nothing but like trolley gummies, worm gummies, and fucking weed.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was only because I listened to so many Patreon podcasts that give you your own custom RSS feed, and Spotify doesn't allow you to add those to the platform yet. Once Spotify does that, I'll use Spotify to listen to podcasts too. But no, so yeah, I would be shocked if Tegrity Weed didn't become an ongoing thing. I mean, Kevin Smith has his own weed.
So I don't know nothing about like the weed biz or anything like that, so I wouldn't know how much it would cost to like get something like that.
It's more or less licensing and branding.
When it's legal across the board and I can buy it in a pack of smokes, I'll give a shit.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's just so fucking foreign to me that a drug that you get your ass kicked over by the cops
10 years ago.
And then you have the weed culture, which has its flaws.
Oh yeah.
All right. I've spoken about this many times to y'all, but the fucking naming of weed, stop.
Yes.
Fucking stop. It's not a fucking car. It is not some fictional anime show.
This is the shit that killed Elvis.
You're like, no, that was pills and fried banana sandwiches.
Yes.
See, I fully agree with you. And my most recent purchase was Trainwreck is what it's called. I'm sitting here going, I'm like, bro, why
Trainwreck, man?
Yeah, I'm like, why do you have to name it such ridiculous shit?
Give me a brand that says, forget your shitty job. I'll smoke it every day.
There's only one good name for weed ever, and that was the Chronic.
The Chronic.
Because it was da bomb.
Da bomb. It was given to you by a doctor.
Yeah.
Hey, I even catch that reference.
But like, oh, good.
I knew you were slightly worried because you only looked at Cap. I do catch that reference.
Every time I come down here, I'm just want to talk to Cap. I'm like, have you seen what's been going on in basketball lately? And I'm just like following deaf ears on the other side of the table.
I'm so behind on fucking basketball. Speaking of HBO, I do need to start the Magic series.
Winning time. It's all right. It's pretty good.
Or
It's
not
fucked
Magic.
up.
It was the Lakers.
The
Although
Lakers.
it's with Magic. I get confused because it's Magic Johnson, and then there was the Orlando Magic too.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other podcast.
But Tegrity Weed, I'd be shocked if they didn't keep that going because again, Kevin Smith has his own, and essentially you were asking, you didn't know really what it takes to maintain it, this, that, and the other. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, much like Kevin Smith, aren't buying up land and cultivating and create and like making their own custom weed. It would be similar to I can't really use tobacco because that's so regulated.
Yeah.
But I can use e-liquid as an example.
Okay.
So I used to sell, for the audience, I used to sell that shit online. And it's super easy. So essentially, it's just your handful of different little products. You mix it together. And we would actually make liquids and rebrand it for other companies.
Okay.
So it's not like these companies are creating the liquid. They go to a third-party source like us, have us make it, put their labels on it, and send it to them.
It's like a bottle malt shop.
Exactly. So the same kind of thing is happening in the weed industry. They'll find the top 10 growers in legal states and then try striking deals with them. Like Kevin Smith got up with a company that he's actually purchased from through all these years, like Caviar Gold.
Right.
And finally, they were just like, hey, do you actually want to do your own branded weed? And they struck up, it's just a trademark deal. It's just a copyright deal. Just sign the rights. I get this percentage of the sales, cross promotion, bada bing, bada boom, we're done. So I'm guarantee you that's what the people at South Park, Trey and Matt, whoever else is basically doing. They found their own grower in Colorado or their own grower they like that's, in a legal state, and they just pay a copyright or, transactional fee to use the name and then pump it out.
So when we're going to start our own weed line and put on the market, because it'll be something good for you,
That's what I'm saying. If we're talking about getting rid of all these stupid ass names, Chris was looking for that one. It's like something good weed. It's like that. There you go. It's like, hey, you want something good? Boom, we got it.
And then we have something better.
No. We get the two.
Something worse.
Well, okay, so there's three main strains: your indica, your sativa, and your hybrid.
Yeah.
I would want the indica to be what Chris said, the I hate my job, because that would be the come down for the end of the day. So the overarch would be something good weed. Okay, that would be like the company name. So we need our three strain names. The I hate my job is the indica. What would be the sativa, which is the upper.
I gotta reach these keys. I'm trying to teach this kid fucking guitar.
Yeah.
Music teacher.
Yeah, music teacher.
Yes,
weed.
music teacher, and then the hybrid, Satan.
On the bottom, there's like a disclaimer: you can only listen to Rush while you smoke it. But no, it always bothered me. I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but I had brought it up to you while watching a South Park episode where they just happen to nonchalantly throw around these quart jars
Yes.
of marijuana.
Actually, it's in one of the episodes in this season.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about that on a. We all live in North Carolina where weed is extremely legal.
Yes.
Illegal.
Well, it's decriminalized at least.
Yeah, but you still don't want to get caught with it, do you?
No, you don't.
Okay, so
Yeah.
They won't beat you up over it, but
you
they'll,
would hope not. Okay.
I've at least not firsthand experience, but firsthand experience with friends. They get kind of cool with it now. They're like, it's more or less a really. Why are you doing this?
Like, don't do it again.
Yeah, hand it over.
Yeah.
Stop.
Thank God good thing you're white. And I'm just kidding.
Kind of. You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. Fuck.
The system's fucked, dude. You're not wrong.
I'm as cracker as they come. I still don't get pulled over with a fucking bag on me. But at the end of the day, it's just like, how much do we think of like marijuana here? Mm-hmm. And we have the eighth, the quarter, the ounce, the pound. If I had asked you, how much is a pound? Give or take. Like, I'm talking about just your best guess. Because a pound could fit in a quart jar.
Could it?
I
I don't know about that.
All right, let's say 4 quart jars.
Because I can easily imagine an ounce. Because I've had friends just buy ounces at a time.
Yeah, but then how nonchalant they are.
Oh yeah,
in the show with just throwing out a whole fucking jar of weed.
Well, we've paused one of the episodes and we kind of took a look at the jar size, and I was like, okay, and they even had like the buds semi-visible, and I'm like, okay, so I can kind of roughly guess on that one. I was like, those jars are easily 200 a piece. And they're just like going like, hey, free integrity weed. And they're like, these fucking $100 and $200 jars are passing out. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And I can understand that in a state like us, where you're not going to know the dude down the road with the farm.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me, is at what point would that become a regular thing?
Very right. Well,
that you could go straight to the farm. Like you could buy vegetables, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I go to the store, buy some tomatoes, But I go down this old lady down the street. She's got tomatoes. She's got honey. She's got other kinds of fucking shit she grew, cucumber, squash. But I'm just like, can I go to a weed farm and just buy directly from him? Or is that going to be fucking weird?
Or is that like going to like a cotton farmer or some shit, like any other crop?
You can't smoke cotton. And you can't eat it.
Well, like tobacco farmer and shit like that, too.
You used to be able to do that shit. You used to actually go to tobacco farms and buy fucking bushels at a time.
I know way back in the fucking day, like in...
Not that far back. But
how far back did they stop doing? Like in the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like tobacco is also very scary because we know it causes cancer.
Yeah.
But hey, you want a cigar? You go to a fucking tobacco farm. Because a cigar is tobacco wrapped in a tobacco leaf.
Yep.
Yeah, but it all just has to come down to regulations and shit.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't even really go straight to the farm as much anymore unless it's an independently owned farm.
Could you go to Mike Tyson's farm and buy off of him?
Probably not him, but
yeah, his guy.
Yeah.
But like for instance, I know in
probably
legal
like a tiger
states,
just chilling around.
Yeah.
I know in legal states, you still can't have plants larger than a certain size.
Yeah,
because at that point they would see you as growing for plans of distribution, and even in legal states, you can only still have a certain amount in your house at a time.
And that's another thing I kind of thought was always...
We were really going down a rabbit hole.
This is just an episode about weed in South Park. That's all it is. Yeah. But like, how much do you need? Let's say we treated it like it's an actual drug. Mm-hmm. How much do you need to function? Let's say I write you a prescription. How much do you need?
Not as much as a lot of people would think.
Would I need to hand you like
I don't need it to function, it's
you know
recreational.
But like if you treated it like a medical thing, like I was watching that thing, the whole thing on Vice about the medical marijuana, and there's people walking out with jars and shit. Yeah. I'm just like, why?
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it all depends on how often they're allowed to go there.
Yeah, well, if they're allowed to go, they said they treated it like a monthly prescription. Okay. So when they left, they had jars full.
I would say a singular jar would last me a month, and that would be sufficient.
But then you got people that say, I smoke these things like cigarettes, and I'm just like,
imagine.
You better be in a fucking wheelchair and see Satan when you close your eyes.
Seriously.
Because that's the only reason you need weed.
Well, see, and that's the thing, too, is like, and this is kind of relevant to, the episodes that we're going to be talking about, too, but it's like...
The Russians.
But it's like, I'm not... I smoke, but it's like... I look at the amount that other people smoke, and I'm like, I don't know how you function. Mm-hmm. Because I'll smoke small amounts incrementally throughout the day. It's like, I couldn't smoke, like, I see people, like, smoke a joint and then go on and, like, do their shit. I'm like, no, I gotta, like, share that shit and then, like, do something.
But could you hit it, like, casually, like some people do with, like, a vape?
Yeah.
Like, just work for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
because I will say that's fucking annoying as shit. The people I work with, oh my god, it smells like candy mist. Like, why does it smell like fruit? Like,
see, and that's why I like mine, because it's very low on the output and it's mint. So it's like you can't really catch nothing from mine.
They're all treated like fucking Pokemon cards. Look what I got! I got a shiny strawberry. I'm just like, oh god damn it. Why does everything smell like I worked back at a candy factory? It's like, jeez, I worked at a candy factory. Like, that does have a smell. And I'm just, if I wish I worked at a vape place.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, oh, poor little vape. Going up against big tobacco.
But, okay, so they've bought Casa Bonita. They're possibly coming out with their own weed line.
I would love them to actually do a musical.
Well, that's what I was getting at. It's even the promos for the 25th anniversary. They had this big orchestral versions of all the classic songs like Chocolate Salty Balls, Kyle's Mom's a Bitch. Yeah. All those songs that they do.
My robot friend.
So, I thought that was really cool. And they have been doing a lot of like cross promotion with different brands. Mm-hmm. Like they just recently, I think it's either, with Nike. They did like this shoe collaboration where they have a shoe for each kid, Awesemo, Professor Chaos, and one more, I think. I can't... Oh, Towley. Yeah, but all the shoes are like themed to that character. So like the Kenny shoes are orange, but have like a little bit of like tears and a little bit of marking and like discoloration.
Just for like collectors and stuff.
But people are going to be wearing them. And then like the Cartman one has like a lot of red and yellow accents and shit like that. The Kyle one is primarily green with some orange. The Towley one has like that felt on it. That way it's kind of like texturized and it's like that deep purple. But it's like it really feels like they've been just doing a lot more brand and merchandising things.
That's
ever
weird.
since that Paramount merger.
There you go.
So-
Spending that money.
So I told you before, like, Cap got here, I want to break down and buy Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Just because. Fuck it. It's another, what, $10, $11 or some shit?
I said, we all got to watch Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I still want that to be a gritty Yogi Bear reboot.
Hey, boo-boo. Take his goddamn family. Yeah, boss. Take Magilla with you.
Well, let's go ahead and break down episode by episode. Again, we only have 6 to go through, so shouldn't take us too long. But I think this season did really well at capturing those prime seasons again.
Pretty much on top of like, current events for their release times, and still you had some fun, dopey, entertainment for the second entertainment bits in between them too. Yeah,
but a lot more of it felt, I don't know, just a bit more spontaneous. Yeah, fun and spontaneous. Because I noticed that some of those older episodes just felt like, oh my God, where are they going with this?
Yeah, especially
and then
during
it just
Trump.
gets to the end, you're like, oh shit,
You think that's because Paramount bought them?
Honestly, I don't think Paramount's deal has anything to do with their writing style. I honestly think that's just purely a Matt and Trey thing, and just kind of.
I think when Paramount bought them, I think we're seeing like a kind of a go back to the original style, because they were trying to keep up, and then they kept up to reality too much, and then they couldn't keep up. And Comedy Central, you're on a schedule. They're a company.
Yeah, and they still air on Comedy Central.
Yeah, but like eventually, when Paramount comes bebopping through, and it's like, hey, I think that 6 days to air shit, I think we would make it 12. That gives them a little bit more leeway, and
because I don't think the studio's even fully back in their like place. I think everyone's still working remote.
Yeah, so it seems like that would be more feasible under the new brand. Now, it's still going to be quality work. It's still Trey and Parker and Matt Stone, and plus some of the original producers, animatronics or whatever the fuck it's called.
Animators.
Yeah. So they're all still there. The content is still there. But I think they kind of boxed themselves in with the whole Stan moved away, and the whole anti-China thing, and then the whole I live in a hot dog. So, yeah.
I think part of that, like we've talked about on previous episodes, where like the integrity weed idea was just something fun for them to do while all the fucked up shit in the world was going on.
Yeah. Because there were some up to a point when they did the Member Berries episodes.
Yeah, because we brought that up too, where they got into like say the Trump presidency, where like reality was becoming too much of a joke for them to really do a parody on.
Well, every fucking article was an Onion article. It seemed like
exactly. So it's
but it was a reality.
Yeah, it's like
so they kind of got out of their element. So now, I'm not saying things are back like they were. They're never going to be, but I think they have a little bit more room to keep up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I feel like it's a perfect example with the first episode of the season, Pajama Day.
Yeah,
a perfect little representation. It kicks off with Garrison trying to explain about his personal relationships, and then the kids aren't listening, so PC Principal takes that the wrong way, as that they're not listening in class, and as punishment, they don't get to wear pajamas on Pajama Day, which then turns into a big allegory for mask wearing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I remember like little bits and pieces. This is the one I've like watched like the longest time ago and had the least amount of memory attached to.
I wound up watching this one a few times because it was really good. Like it started out as my favorite episode, and then as later ones went on, they definitely it got booted up. But this one was prime because you got a perfect allegory between the mask wearing and something ridiculous that would happen in South Park.
Well,
Sorry,
but
you have to wear your pajamas to go into IHOP.
But like the whole pajama thing is something we had in school, like in high school and middle school. It's like, hey, you could wear your pajamas today. Hey, we did that at my work, just as like a morale thing. And I'm just like,
that's weird.
I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not doing that.
There's a lot of things I'll do. That ain't one.
That ain't one. But it's a niche thing. I think it's probably only in the United States, which is kind of funny, but like bringing a school thing and transforming it into an allegory is great.
Oh, yeah.
Because how intense schools have gotten with some of their stuff.
What is this, Nazi Germany?
Yeah, what is this, Auschwitz? Do you know they don't even have push pops in schools no more? It's disgusting. They don't sell them. They won't sell them Sundrop and Mountain Dew anymore. God, what?
I mean, I understand that
Oh, shut the fuck up, you anti-Bush motherfucker. I lived in schools during the Bush years, motherfucker.
I did too.
You got a honey bun and a fucking Code Red Mountain Dew. And that was breakfast.
Fuck yeah, America.
Fuck yeah, America. Hey, what'd you buy for lunch today? I bought 3 fresh baked cookies and a goddamn Powerade.
Man.
That was my lunch 5 days a week.
Man, those were the good
old
years.
I might get drafted out of high school. I don't know. Fuck. What a time to be alive.
I know.
I know. I'm sitting here, girls. Like, you just pulled out a lot of memories on me on that one. Fuck.
Yeah, let me just reach in my bag of tricks and invasion of Iraq.
Well, that's even very relevant for a future episode. But but I really like this episode because, again, really good allegory, and the ending joke was the best one because people are getting arrested left and right for not wearing their pajamas, and like this guy shows up to like his realty job, and they're like, "You're not wearing your pajamas, Jim?" He's like, "Yeah, I wanted to wear my suit. It was raining outside. I didn't feel like wearing my pajamas, and I didn't know it was mandatory to wear my pajamas." They're like, "Well, it's not." And they pointed a sign where it was like, "Pajamas are strongly suggested." They're like, "Just figured you wanted to stand in solidarity with these children."
Yeah, piece
he's
of
like, "Well,
shit."
he's like, "Well, that has nothing to do with it. God, I just want to work. I don't want to wear my pajamas today." The whole room gets quiet. He's like, "You racist fuck."
Oh my God.
But the very end of it is great. So everyone's getting arrested for all these comparisons between like racist hate crimes and not wearing your mask. So at the very end, Breezy Principal finds a way to not blame himself, reverse the kids' punishment, and be like, okay, you can wear your pajamas. So all these people are getting released from jail. They're like, oh, the kids can wear their pajamas. And one guy's walking out of jail, and he's like, I don't even know what to wear anymore. I'm so confused. Do I wear my pajamas? Do I not wear my pajamas? And the cop goes, you wear whatever you want. You just got to... he's like, you wear whatever you want. And this guy comes out. He goes, I'm not wearing my pajamas. He goes, that's fine. You don't have to wear your pajamas. Just you have to cover your dick and tits. That's all you have to do. He goes, you can't tell me to cover my dick and tits.
Not my freedoms.
And I'm like, and that is the perfect way to wrap up that episode, because it's like, in their own way, they were kind of going, the mask thing's getting a little ridiculous at this point, and a lot of people are getting vaccinated. I think we're okay. That was kind of their stance on it, but then pulled the lens back ever so slightly, but no matter what we tell these fuckers to do, there's always gonna be someone that says, I'm not gonna.
Mm-hmm. That's just human behavior.
I think, it's not my freedom. It's my freedom to be different.
Yeah.
And that worked both ways. That does work both ways, especially now. But, it's either, wear the mask as a safety thing. Man, fuck that. That's my freedoms. I don't have to wear that mask.
I'm too
okay,
fucking
well,
cool
brandish a
for
gun
a
in a
mask.
Walmart. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. You told me I could. Why would I do that? It's like some weird reverse psychology you got to do all with them. Kind of reminds me of the Obama years. But, like, it's so fucking disgustingly true too. Like, it makes
That's the thing about like every allegory episode of South Park. It's always like, God damn it, this is a commentary on society on a broad scale.
Like, we had mandatory things we had to do, and it became lax on a lot of stuff. And I'm not just talking about masks. I'm talking about a lot of stuff. And so, I actually had a conversation with a guy at work who said, "Oh, we're moving down to Charlotte.
Yep,
and I'm moving down here." Mm-hmm. To the bitch city. And one of the things he told me, he's like, I noticed, a lot of people are lax on the dress code policy. And I'm like, because they're in fucking the country. Like, it's an office in the country. You guys bought like a doctor's office and added to it and made an office out of it. Of course, people are going to come in with fucking torn fucking jeans and yoga pants. Like, and he's like, that's going to stop. I'm like, you're going to fire a lot of people too. But I'm just like, yeah, I kind of understand the dress code. You know, it isn't a professional workplace and it's office, and you know, you work at a fucking department store, which you know there is a little bit of
there is dress code. Yeah,
like I don't want to hire. I'm not going to walk up to a guy in like tattered fucking short shorts and fucking boots and a t-shirt that says "fuck yeah" on it and be like, hey man, what do you think about this cologne?
Right? Or can you measure me for a suit?
Yeah, I'll touch your shit. Yeah.
But you know, this very next episode, The Big Fix, is a prime example of they didn't use any sort of big world events.
Yeah.
Nothing like that happened. They just continued the South Park world building in a contained episode, yet reaches the entire series.
Yep.
And it's the episode where Stan finds out that Token's real name is Tolkien.
Yeah, named after J.R.R. Tolkien.
Named J.R.R. Tolkien, because the whole start of it is Randy finds out that black-owned weed businesses gain more profit, so he's trying to make friends with Tolkien's dad to become partners in the weed business. And in the process of that, he goes, I just wanted to ask, why did you name your son that? And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, you know, it's just, you know, I get it.
Weird,
it's kind of
Weird.
weird.
A big fan of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And that's all they had to say, and it sparked.
That's it.
And it's fucked it up to where now it's not Randy's fault, now it's Stan's fault.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
But it works
Yeah.
so well. Yeah. I love this episode. And it's great because they got ahead of it, because they're I wouldn't say that South Park is becoming PC. They're just becoming a little bit more self-aware of like, there's ways we can push the envelope now without being so crass.
Without being, you know, like, you know, kind of racist with the name Token.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it's also like an analogy of what shows are doing to change their aspects.
Yeah.
Which kind of fuck up the premises
Yeah.
of like other shows. So the crux of it was, hey, we had this long running fucked up joke, which is hilarious. And if you don't laugh, you're kind of a prick. So fuck you to begin with. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to make it to where Token was Token. The Token Black. His name is literally Token Black. It's shouted out in the first fucking season and it's carried on for 20 fucking years. And it's been just a solid mainstay joke.
Yeah.
No one has ever brought it up.
Nope.
No one has ever taken a shot at them for being racist or anything. All right. But just in case,
Yep.
and I love how Trey Parker Bass don't do this.
Yep.
It's a bullshit just in case. He's like, hey, we're going to take probably the longest standing joke we got left, and we're going to flip it.
But we're going to beat it into the ground
And not
one
just
more
that.
time.
And not just that. What did they do? The black-owned businesses. We've seen the commercials for black-owned businesses. That's great. That means because beforehand, they don't have a lot of promotion.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot of black-owned businesses. They're just not there in our minds because we don't see them. If you don't see it, out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
And they really put that to the forefront. But they made it to where, see what your little guilt about not seeing it. And now you're like, okay, now I can buy from them because, you know, you have black owned or Hispanic owned or lesbian owned or gay owned or whatever. And it's just like, that's on you.
Yeah.
You feel like some weird fucking guilt about not buying from these people. And it's like, no, they just didn't have the publicity of it. And now you feel guilty and you're going to buy only from them to kill the other business and then still buy from Nestle who wants to buy all the water. Like, like that's the other part of it that I love that they haven't stuck in. It's like, oh yeah, we didn't buy Coke no more because Coke, you know, is sugarcane fields and fucking tyrants and shit in South America. It's like, I can't buy coffee because it's not free trade. It's all this other bullshit that they're trying to drill in your mind about. Dude, just buy the fuck whatever you want. This is America. We're consumers. Do it.
Yeah. And then like the front-facing joke on all of it was a joke on the fans.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, what? What did you think it was?
Yeah.
You racist fuck.
You didn't know, you piece of shit.
And that's what I loved about it, is they were poking at the fans the hardest and just being like, we're gonna kill the joke, but we're gonna run it into the ground one more time.
Stan's like, you knew? Yeah, everybody knows, you stupid asshole.
Yes, and that was the greatest part, is like Stan's existential crisis throughout the entire episode. He's just like, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. No. And he's like calling up Kyle. He's like, did you did you know his name's Tolkien? He goes, yeah, dude, I've always known that. He's like, okay, no. Cartman, he wrote a shirt that was spelled Token. And he's like, yeah, because Cartman's an idiot.
Yeah.
And then it like flips back to him with like the most like shocked, like, holy fuck face. And he like hangs up the phone, calls up Cartman. Yeah, calls Cartman. He goes, Cartman, you wrote that t-shirt with a Token's name, Token. He goes, yeah, what about it? He goes, why did you spell it that way? He goes, well, that's how you spell his name, Tolkien. He goes, no, there's a L. He's like, really? That's gay.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit, even Cartman, the worst character in there, wasn't actually making the joke. He was just an ignorant kid that didn't know how to spell his name.
Yep. Yeah, I love,
so innocent like that.
Well, you know what I mean.
I love the whole the Stan part of it.
Yes.
Because Stan is just like freaking out. He's like, oh my God, like, am I that fucking racist? And it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out. Your dad's kind of forcing your hand on this because your dad's the real asshole.
Yeah.
Randy Marsh is the real asshole to this because he's the same thing. He's the same people. He's the same representation of those businesses like, oh, for Pride Month, we have the multicolored Skittles. You already have those, but we got more.
Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that kind of transparent.
Yeah, we support the LGBT, and it's just like, no, you don't. No, for this 1 month you do because you want the extra $1. But like, you don't. I haven't seen a lot of gays in a Lowe's in a long time. Don't lie. Don't lie. Like, you just
I haven't been to Lowe's
just
in a
embrace
long
that you're a
time.
terrible company with fucked up morals and ethics.
I just love how
If you could embrace that, I'll buy from you.
Yeah.
That's why I buy guns. You think I give a fuck who they sell to?
No.
I still buy them.
I just want a Rudy Tooty aim and shooty. Fuck.
like background checks.
Fuck that. Alabama, we just watched it today. Alabama just banned the use of you don't have to apply for a concealed carry now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
can
right.
just go roll up. Oh, Alabama man!
Next episode was City People, which great
I love
episode.
this
It's
one.
where Cartman's mom gets a job, and it's
But man,
What-
are you,
what
not
you
gonna,
get to-
are you not going to be home?
And this is all commentary on like rising real estate prices
Yep.
and stuff like that, or like people like getting into real estate because of the housing market and all that.
Yep, and it's
One more fucked up topic to talk about.
well, and it's another great classic South Park type episode because it's just Cartman being a fucking asshole again.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to it. He's him being a jealous little brick.
It's like, I think it's like the
It's
third.
the iPad episode again.
But this one
so
bites him in the ass this time.
oh yeah,
I think this is like the fourth or fifth Cartman and Cartman's mom only episode because we had the other one with the dog whisperer and the nanny 911.
Yes.
And
I'm
I
not
think-
being aggressive. I'm being dominant.
Yeah, he fucking loves that shit too.
Yeah, Caesar Milan's done like a watch along, like
And it's fucking hilarious.
Yes, and he's even talking. He's like, "Oh yes, yeah, I would wear that a lot on the show. That was like one of the things I wore." And like that, and there was a few times he goes, "That's a bit much," like that. But at the end of it, he's just like, "I love it, I love it."
Yeah,
That's
and-
awesome.
And the iPad episode, and then there was a couple other ones where you find out whose dad is.
Yeah.
Is it Professor blah blah blah? Is it the Cleveland Broncos or
The Denver Broncos.
Yeah, who is it? Who's his dad? It's
his mom.
Ah, fuck you.
Yeah.
And that was great too because when that came out, fucking Comedy Central, their ratings spiked because everybody was watching that episode.
Yeah.
And everybody got pissed.
Yeah, wrote Comedy Central.
Well, the real thing behind that was they made that being like the mid-season or like the season finale.
The season finale.
Well, the new season happened to air on April 1st.
Yeah.
So they aired an entire separate episode. It wasn't like even centered around. I think that was the Pith episode.
Was it not? I thought it was a Terrence and Phillip.
Yeah, that's what it
thing.
was. It was a Terrence and Phillip episode, and everyone got so mad. And they didn't even make a full episode on the next one. They were like, previously on South Park, this, and it's Kyle's mom. I mean, it's Cartman's mom, and then they just do the next part of the episode.
But the the housing market one is
Yes.
just so like a kick in the teeth if you don't live near a city, because I've noticed 3 in my area alone that have popped up, nothing under 300,000.
Really?
And I'm like, in my goddamn area,
I know your area too.
like, what the fuck do you think you live? Like, weed's not even legal, and like it's gonna create a lot of what's called house poor. People are going to buy these houses, and there's not going to be nothing in them except for stick furniture
And dogs.
and dogs.
Yeah, they're about to put in a where I grew up in a small town outside of Memphis. They're about to put in a General Motors plant over there, and they're about to, I'm sure that's going to draw a lot of property developers and things like that too.
People got to live,
People got to live,
but like
People
these
gotta
are
live.
these like nicky nack houses. You remember Weeds? You remember the
Yep.
show Weeds?
Yep.
Remember the intro song? Little houses made of ticky tack. Little ticky tack houses made all the same. That's every time I hear that. Every time I drive by these fucking places, I'm hearing that fucking song. I'm just like houses making ticky tack, and there's no yards.
Nope.
You're from here to that fucking wall where your house is and their house, and it's just like, what in the blue fuck are you thinking? Like the house is 2 stories. Everything's generic looking. It looks like an apartment building, like apartment people planted up. Now I'm not knocking people for living in apartments, but fuck,
you want a house? I want a house.
yeah, I want a house like away from other people, not too far away, but far enough.
Yep.
I don't want to be able to see through your goddamn windows.
And you could tell you had some housing market nerds writing this episode with them, because it's like they were getting deep in the weeds of like how the process
Oh, Carmen,
goes
your houses
and
aren't going to
everything.
sell because they won't go over escrow, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is that? What does escrow mean? It means basically you charged them a fucking application fee and you thought they were going to buy it outright. You dumb fuck. Like, no one's buying houses outright anymore.
No.
Based on our incomes together, it probably, like, give or take how much I think everyone here makes, we're not even close to $100,000. And we're 3 grown ass men.
Yeah.
That means our down payment, even with, this is kind of a fucked up calculator in my mind, is the first time home buyers, $15,000 down that you get from the government, interest free, but you still got to pay it.
Yep.
Okay, it's interest free, but you still got to pay it. And then you got to get a mortgage on top of that, which literally stands for life debt.
Yep.
Okay. And then we could maybe buy a house in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Brand new. Brand fucking new. And you're expecting people our age with a wife and kids, or just a couple with maybe 1 or 2 kids, and you're thinking, no. What is
Even dual income.
Quit killing my dreams, Chris. God.
Get back to Nutbush. Get back to Nutbush. Burn you some bucks.
Yeah.
And keep warm at night.
As you ain't affording heat in that house.
They're closer to the legal weed than I am.
Yep.
But the big kick on that one is because essentially it's just a big
Big
old
fuck you to the housing market.
It's a big fuck you to the housing market, and it's also a cat and mouse game between Cartman and Cartman's mom, because Cartman gets in the game.
They're able to play it good because in the previous episode, Token's parents fuck over Randy Marsh and create their own weed farm, selling their property.
Yep.
And what house do you see get shot up for the second time in South Park history? Token's house.
Yes.
The mansion.
And but the perfect wrap up on that is because of course Cartman's a fucking narcissistic little
We're gonna lose our
asshole.
house if I don't make money, you dumb fuck.
He's like, well then, but I'm your job. She's like, fine. If you promise to stop doing this, I will quit my job. And he agrees, and you kind of think everything's just going to kind of fall back to normal. Then you find out one of the recent properties you saw listed earlier in the episode was the hot dog stand in Colorado near South Park. All of a sudden, weak. I live in a hot dog. Well, at first he's all cool about it. He's like, see, Mom, this isn't too bad. Like, this is kind of cool. Like, we live in a hot dog. This is awesome, And he's just like, we have everything we need right here. We got TV. We got the refrigerator. He walks over to the sink. He turns it on, and like ketchup spews on his face. Turns on the other one. Mustard spews on his face. Just does that slow zoom out. He's like, weak. I live in a hot dog.
I live in a hot dog.
I like the people he was trying to sell the houses to, the customers that would come up that are all like the millennial fucking caricatures.
Just basically acting like just dumb chickens.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that how it is, man. You're moving people away from one spot to the other. This was brought up actually during one of those Rogan episodes where he was talking about when he moved from California to Texas.
Yep.
But Texas is having a mass exodus really since 2021. a lot of people from Texas are moving out of Texas because they don't want to live there anymore because of how much it's changing.
Yeah.
Toward the further right. It was God bless Texas. Now it's God is Texas. And now and it's making a lot of people uncomfortable with that, and they're freezing to death and burning alive. So there is no middle ground between December and August.
Nope.
It's either one or two temperatures.
And if your power shuts off, you're fucked. I'm going to fucking Cancun.
It's like staying at a Ramada. The water's really, really hot, or it's just ice cold.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of cold, episode 4, Back to the Cold War.
I love this episode.
Which Mr. Mackey gets all nostalgic because of what's going on right now with Russia
Back
and
to
Ukraine.
the Ruskies, back like when we were younger in the 80s and shit.
Fucking Red Dawn, fucking Rocky 4.
Yeah, back when the enemy was Russia.
Back when Kiss was stealing songs.
I love this episode because, honestly, this was a great season. There wasn't necessarily a bad episode. They had some previously, kind of crappy episodes on some of the other seasons. Yeah. Maybe that's what their other key is. Give us less amount and there'll be more quality. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, no, I dug this one mainly for the music cutaways. Yeah. That was always great, especially seeing Putin dancing in his office, shirtless.
I would love to do an updated version of We Didn't Start the Fire with everything that's happened in the last 20 years. Yeah. I feel like you could fill that up with the runtime of the original song.
Well, call it Billy Joel. He's still kicking.
Yeah, really.
He's the only one left.
9/11 Y2K.
Oh my God! Why is everyone gay?
So, in a semi-side note, but it kind of connects to all this, seeing the way different generations react to things. Gen X has now found TikTok and is loving it. So mom has been showing me different TikToks and shit. She showed me this one. It was how different generations react to pain. And it was boomers hit their shoulder on the wall and they just kind of look at it and just keep walking. Gen X kind of hit it and they kind of look at it and swell at it and just keep walking. And then millennials smack their shoulder and there's fuck, and just keep walking. And it was
some weaker species.
Yeah. And then it was whatever the current generation is, smacks their shoulder, my pussy, and then drops on the floor. But it's I found that utterly hilarious, and I brought it up to mom. I was like, you know what? I said, probably why the millennials get the shoulder smack and the fuck. You know why we probably get that one? Because we've lived through so many world events that our kids and grandkids are going to be reading about in the history books. We're holding on by a thread anyway, that when we smack our shin on the coffee table, sometimes that's all it takes is just to send us over the fucking edge.
Well, I talked to somebody a while back who were talking about the shortages at restaurants and fast food places. And they were bitching because why the fuck are we supposed to pay? Why the fuck are they wanting so much money? All they're doing is this thing, one thing. I'm like, not exactly. I'm like, let me ask you something. How long have you worked at this one spot you've been working? Oh, I've been working there for fucking 20 goddamn years. Okay, cool. You've been there since 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have you gotten a raise?
Exactly.
How much is your fucking time worth?
And they're like,
nothing. Fucking nothing. All right, so, and I do not want to hear bitching and complaining from the generation before that, where they're putting the boot on the neck of every motherfucker who wasn't a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Goose stepping to the fucking suburbs. So, you were able to buy a house, with one husband. And you he died of some heart attack because he couldn't tell his son he loved him right before he put a bullet through his brain from coming back from Vietnam. You know that fucked with him, so he blew his brains out. You married another guy, and then you married another fucking guy because you're a goddamn widowmaker. And I'm just shut the fuck up. Everyone's got it bad, all right? And it's not going to get fucking better by complaining about it. And I'm just explain to me why this guy who's 16 years old has to sell his time for $7 an hour, $8 an hour, because you want a goddamn sandwich. What the fuck does that make any goddamn
service job's a service job, my dude?
Yeah, but what does that make any fucking sense? Why does the guy who gets fucked by saying, hey, I need you to sign a card saying that I don't have to pay you overtime, which is a real fucking thing. All right. That's how fucking crazy people don't understand. Well, if you don't like it, don't work there anymore. They're all like that now.
Yeah.
All right, there is no option of evacuation. I know we're getting serious again, and it's fucking with everybody.
That's what South Park does.
But like, it's a true fact, though.
Yeah.
What has South Park showed us so far? Racism can be turned on you in a heartbeat because of a joke you laughed at 20 fucking years ago. You can't buy a house, and if you do, you're gonna live in a hot dog. I'm gonna keep saying it like that, hot dog.
I know, it's the best.
All right, we can't trust a fucking dictator in a country that's on the fucking G5 summit.
And his dick don't work no more.
That
was the best part of the joke, is like Mr. Mackey is like losing his shit, making the kids go through all this bomb threat testing, and the Russians are nuking us. He hacks into fucking the military base using MS-DOS, all this shit, and then his mom's like, son, is this because your PP don't work no more? He's like, how'd you know?
And the falsetto of, oh, we're being oppressed.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is oppressing you? I asked you to wear a thing on your face so you don't cough on me. That should be a kind of a thing. If you are sick, you maybe should just wear a mask so we know to be like a few feet away from you.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe.
Maybe we should just make kids do that too, so we don't all get the flu when they come back from school for the first week.
I mean, Japan's still doing that.
Yeah, what part of oppression do you think you are being oppressed over? You still get Christmas off, don't you? You still get Easter off on you. Mm-hmm. We didn't get off for Yom Kippur or Ramadan or any other holiday that doesn't involve Christ.
Yeah.
All right. So there is no war on these old people. Okay. So they can kiss my ass. All right. If you don't want to get a shot, don't get a shot. But don't come crying to me where you're coughing your fucking lungs out and you're dying on the floor. And you're like, my wife's gonna know what to do. I'm like, because you're a dumb fuck. Yeah. You were playing a dumb. It's the fuckest of times is the find outest of times.
We live and die by memes.
Dank.
Dankest of memes.
This is how the world ends.
Not with a shot, not with a laughter, not with a tear, but with a
lol.
How did you guys survive this pandemic? Memes.
How did they survive the Cold War? Cocaine and 80s movies.
And war games.
And war games and shit, dude.
God, that sounds awesome.
Everyone found out a way to survive, man. Everyone just figures it out.
Yep.
Yeah, and so it's like, I love that. So it's like, it was this whole thing. His mom was just like, yeah, that's what happens. You just get older, you just want to go back to the 80s and play war games because your dick don't work no more. And then he's like saying that to Putin, and he's just like, yeah.
I love what she says, because she says, the 80s weren't as good as people thought they were.
No.
It is not like this kick-ass thrash metal disc pop rock bullshit. Everyone was on cocaine. No, people lived in houses that had wood paneling on them that were falling apart because they just got fired from their motherfucking job.
Mm-hmm. There was like legit nuclear fear too.
Yeah, because you're fighting an empire that's failing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was talking to a buddy about the whole Ukraine thing. I said, I bet you it's going to go the same way it happened in 92, where they all go broke and a vacuum happens and they elect some other KGB asshole as president.
So he's already firing everybody. Putin is.
He's defenestrating, which has two meanings.
Defenestrating. I don't know that term.
Defenestrating. There's two meanings for that. One is throw a motherfucker out of a window, which happened.
Yeah.
Or reorganize the organization.
Mm-hmm. Reorganize.
By throwing people out of a goddamn window. Like, there was that great picture of Putin at a long fucking table at the end of there's two generals sitting right beside each other, and they're just looking at him like nodding, yeah. And you're just like, one of these guys is going to shoot him in the back of the fucking skull, and blow his goddamn brains out all over the Kremlin. And you're hoping it's going to happen soon, but it's not going to happen because he keeps throwing them out of fucking windows.
Yeah,
dude's a paranoid schizophrenic because he worked for the KGB in the 80s.
That's why he walks like that.
Yeah, he's got that weird fucking stiff arm because he's used to pulling a whip out, man. Like, clack, clack.
Yeah, because there's been other people throughout history that have been like heavily trained by the KGB, and they teach you a certain way to walk. That way, if any shit goes down,
you're able to pull your weapon.
You can get your weapon immediately.
He drops his right arm. It looks like he's like a dislocated his shoulder, and he walks kind of funny because he'll swing his left arm.
Yeah, his left arm is just
somebody argued that he might have Parkinson's. It's like, nah, he don't got Parkinson's. He's just a crazy KGB.
He's just gonna come at you like fucking Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
And maybe he still got it. I don't know.
I don't know.
But no, good episode. Just
a
big commentary on Cold War.
And then a horse just shits everywhere in the episode.
Yeah, and a horse fucks the Russian horse. The American horse fucks the Russian horse.
Fuck it.
I love how that was like a Butters episode too.
Yes. Another Butters one near the end of the season, but we got one more kind of random one, which is help. My teenager hates me.
Airsoft.
Yes. Airsoft.
The great thing of airsoft.
Yes.
Which I had one of these guns when I was younger, and it did not do half the shit those guns do. Remember, mine was electric, and it was click, 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 and then you ran out.
Yeah, it was basically more heavy powered fucking like Nerf gun.
Yeah,
but it looked like a gun.
It shot plastic fucking beads, which on an environmental level is probably disgusting.
Yeah.
Why don't you just use guns? Use chalk rounds.
Yeah, like they put in fucking salt and shotguns and shit.
Yeah, chalk round. Well, you can make a chalk bullet round. If you watched Child's Play 3, they're at the ROTC thing, and he's taking out all the chalk bullets, and it's a real bullet with gunpowder behind it, but it's a bullet made of chalk.
Right.
It hurts.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go through you. Anyway, he's changing out those chalk bullets for real bullets, and the kids don't know, and they're doing their fucking red team versus blue team exercise, and one kid's like, boom, and blows out the fucking guts of one kid. And it's just like, that's pretty fucking metal. Yeah. But not go back to chalk rounds, man. Have you ever taken a fucking pellet to the face?
No.
Or like the body? Have you taken a BB?
I've taken a BB and a paintball to the body. That's not fun.
So me and my buddy, we would have these paintball fight or not BB gun fights like dumbasses without safety glasses. And all we wore jeans, our boots, our army surplus jump boots, and plaid shirts. And just run around.
Hell yeah, brother.
Fuck yeah, dude! I got cut this goddamn finger off trying to pry a BB out of a fucking tree.
Oh damn!
And I was just like, society. And on a clip, my buddy Chris, he said, "Oh fuck, dude, you're bleeding a lot." I'm just like, fuck it. Wrap it in my shirt and we'll walk back to the house. But like, it just reminds me of just how uber safe we're trying to make non-safe things.
Yeah.
Like the idea of me shooting you in the face with rubber pellets seems fucked up.
Yeah.
It seems like something a cop would do.
Would or does?
Or like at a riot or something.
Yeah.
But like, oh no, we got these safety glasses. We got this fake ass, I'm going to invade Iraq kind of look. You know, it's this weird insurgency thing. And I'm just like, you could just join the military.
Yeah.
But you're 14 and we can't do that no more. I'm just like, you can go to Ukraine and do that shit. Ukraine will take you. Ukraine will take a lot of people right now. I'm sure you had to haul a tank with a tractor.
So how do we make gunfights, safe?
It was like paintball. Remember how paintball was dangerous? And it's like you'd wear your shittiest clothes, you wear knee pads, all this, whatever. And I'll be listening to people talking about this. I'm like, you'll actively take a bruise to the neck because you want to play paintball, and it's not even realistic. It's like, if I see that gas coming out of that barrel, I know where you are. You're not smoking on the field.
What the hell else are you going to do in the country to have fun and not be board?
Yeah.
Drugs.
Well, mom and dad ain't going to let you do drugs, so they'll give you guns.
Yeah, they'll let you do
then you
airsoft.
Trade the gun for drugs.
They'll give you four-wheelers and shit like that to fucking
God, how many kids did you grow up with that got fucked up by a goddamn four-wheeler?
My cousin had to have his spleen removed.
Yeah, like
from
I watched
a four-wheeler accident.
Like I was in the hospital. The kid next to me, back when you could double up on rooms and shit, the kid next to me, he head first into a goddamn brick wall. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he did not speak.
Damn.
Like he was done. My dad was like you know how they had that curtain between people? He would... Because his dad was gone. And I'm just like, God, I love the 90s. What a time to be alive.
The four-wheelers definitely did more damage than...
Well, the four-wheelers back then were massive. Remember the fucking motors on them goddamn... Have you ever seen a four-wheeler back when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
The wheels were like for a truck.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh, yeah, let's put a fucking V6 on this. We're gonna strap a fucking...
not motorcycle, but like a cart with like a fucking motorcycle handles or
we're
whatever.
gonna put 2 bars, no over the top, none of that shit. And now you got these lightweight fucking things, which are a little bit safer because, you know, you could try to put a governor on them and stuff like that. And then you got like the extreme golf cart. That's what I call it. It's like a cross between a golf cart and a gator.
Yeah, I had a gator too.
But like, you know what I'm seeing? It's like those outdoor all-terrain vehicles, but they got a hood on top and shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, they safety-fized all the fucking toys.
Oh, damn it.
Back in my day, you could take your pellet rifle, which back then, your pellet rifle, you can crank that motherfucker. I don't know if your buddies had one, but we did. We had a pellet rifle you could just crank and crank and crank and crank, just pump.
That was the fun part.
And pump it and pump it, and you're just talking to your buddy. Yeah, I'll give you 30 seconds. And you're just like... You feel like the asshole from Schindler's List. Just break the gun down. motherfucker! Pump. And it's just like, I'm gonna shoot you in the stomach again. A buddy of mine shot me in the fucking stomach, like from me to you.
Ow!
And and I'm just like, and I pulled one that had I had a pistol that had CO2.
Yep, those were the ones my friends had.
Because those ones you can shoot multiple times.
Yep.
And I pulled out one, and he freaks out. He's like, because it had a metal. It was all metal, and it looked like a gun because I took the orange cap off. Because I was like, oh fuck, bam, 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 just walking toward him like a goddamn Terminator, shoot him in the chest and neck and shit. And he's like, oh god, oh fuck.
Just like Willem Dafoe in Platoon, just like
But like I will say, we got good at that fucking shit.
Oh yeah.
Like at one point, he tricked me. He took his jacket. I was like fucking 30 degrees outside. He takes his goddamn flannel off and hangs it on a tree and propes up on the heel. And I'm just like, and I can see the sleeve move like, bam. You can hear it. I'm just like, God damn it, Cliff. Hey man, I got you, you piece of shit. And I hear, and it like he had a breakdown. You only pump it once. Boom, click, BB. And like you can hear the where the pump just blasts forward. And he got me in the goddamn side. I'm like, motherfucker, he's on my 6. And I'm like, we're in the fucking woods, man. Our parents didn't know where the fuck we were. It's goddamn Tuesday afternoon on a school week. Where the fuck were you? I was getting shot in the fucking woods. Bruh. No, there was no bruh back in those fucking days. Mother. These punk ass kids with their bras.
I will say, I do find it. I said this earlier. I find it funny that Matt and Trey finally wrote a "We're getting old. We're gonna make fun of teenagers" episode.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's all this episode was just like an allegory for adults wanting to have fun, but they can't because of their stupid teenagers.
Well, they got to do that. They got to make fun of teenagers every now and then, especially in the video games. But there was an episode, the Lord of the Rings episodes, where they have to get
yeah, you're right.
We're like, oh my god, he's got Backdoor Sluts 9.
Yeah.
And it's like, we got to get that DVD. Yeah, we got to get that DVD.
Like, get us a photo of your mom's boobs.
Pubes.
And it's like, oh my god, these teenage assholes are crazy. But no, I love the whole airsoft community. The way they represent it, it's just like, oh no, it's fun, it's safe, and I can shoot my friend in the face.
Yeah.
But it's not entirely safe.
No,
it's the teenagers that play it.
Yeah, but it's like anything you perceive as super safe is not.
No,
even laser tag isn't safe.
You can burn your retinas out, motherfucker.
No, you could like just walk up on another and like elbow that motherfucker. It's basically an EDM concert with fucking guns. You take some fucking Molly, walk up on a kid, kick him in the back of the knee, and go cow, 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 cow.
That's what Batman does in this new movie. He's like, whack, whack.
I'm vengeance, whack.
I am drop the beat, vengeance.
No, it's more like I am drop the beat. Something.
No.
What the fuck? We're waiting for the beat to drop, and it's just like a skull crunching. Oh god, I heard the crunch on that motherfucker.
This sucks.
And the last episode of the season, the Category Weed St. Patrick's Day special.
Cultural appropriation, man.
I know. I was really... there's a lot of callbacks to previous episodes on this season. Like, I think the last one's pretty reminiscent of the Ninja Stars one, where the kids just get really wrapped up in something dangerous and shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
City People was kind of reminiscent of the Sheepaw Town episodes a little bit.
Sopa.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, new people are coming to town. It might change the culture.
The apartments at Kenny's house.
Yes.
So it's like, it really feels like there's been some callbacks. And of course, this one is a reference to all of the other holiday specials. And I was also getting a bit of, isn't this America? I thought this was America vibes from it too. But but it was pretty interesting because they were being pretty on the nose, being like, you can't take away the one white holiday we still have.
I also love the Butters B story.
Yes, where he becomes a sexual predator because he gave a girl a pinch.
He just wanted to just do the St. Patrick's Day tradition of somebody. I just want to pinch you if you're not wearing green. How dare you? That's assault.
I love the cutaway because he's like, I see someone, they're not wearing green. Pinch! Immediately cuts to him getting handcuffed.
Yeah.
He's like, you sick sexual predator.
Where did like you pinch me where you pinched the victim, the alleged victim.
Yeah, pinches her on the hand, and she's like smacking the shit out of him, like, you sick fuck, I'm not representing you.
We were working on St. Patrick's Day just like everybody else, and I didn't really pay attention until one of the people that worked for me was wearing like a green jacket. It was felt. It was nice, but he had like the beads, but they were a tie.
Yeah.
And it was like green and gold. I'm just like, oh fuck, is it St. Patrick? And I looked down, I'm wearing a green collared shirt, and I was just like, this is just something I was going to wear.
Yeah.
They're like, I was just thinking like, oh my god, like how fucked up in society now would it be to do something like that? Before I even saw the episode, I'm just like, oh my god, you get fired so fucking quick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thankfully, no one at my work was doing anything St. Patrick's. I think like a couple people wore green just because of it, but it wasn't like they weren't like really pushing it. But the thing was, watching Cartman on this episode, he is just so beat down from the first line he has. He's like, "Yeah, St. Patrick's, fucking great." But he's decked out in all green, but you could tell he's just hating it and hating life throughout this entire episode.
Good.
So my girlfriend's birthday is on St. Patrick's Day, and she's just like, nope, not doing anything, not going to bars,
not even drink dyed green beer, or liquor, or anything.
Yeah, that's just fucking disgusting.
That's when you do the birthday thing like the day before or the day after.
Yeah.
It's like Valentine's. If you're the smart boyfriend, you plan it for the weekend before or a few days before, and you're like, "Ha, surprise!" And they're like, "Oh, yay!" And you're like, "Yeah, no bullshit lines."
So we do anything for Valentine's Day? Fuck no, we ain't getting in a waiting list.
But we'll do something 2 days before.
Yeah.
I gotta don't miss that about the service industry is the holiday bullshit.
Oh my god, it's the worst. It's the worst. It really is bad. But something that wasn't bad was this season of South Park, even though it was very short, only 6 episodes.
Kind of put us on all kinds of different trains of thought. Talking about it. Yeah, it got a little real with all the subject matter because that's what the show does. It kind of hits you.
But what do you guys think about a shorter season like this? Because as Chris mentioned, we got the 2-hour-long specials at the start of the year.
It doesn't feel like a short season because those specials were kind of like the Family Guy specials. Remember when they would release them on DVD?
Yeah.
Like the Stewie's Untold Story, and it was just like about 3 episodes long.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It just felt like those were commercial free, which kind of. We watched those last 3 episodes in less than an hour.
Yeah, this is my first time watching the last 3 was right before we started recording.
And like that's what it seems like. If you were to add up all 10 episodes, that's basically a one sit down kind of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't feel like this is an undercut season. I think it's just the way they set it up with Paramount. It's still quality. Like it's still 10 episodes to me.
I still loved it. And I'm still waiting for the next season. So
I was going to say, do you think that this is going to be a good format moving forward where they do like a couple hour-long specials and then a short season, a couple specials, a short season?
I think later in the year where they come back to start 26 or 20, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this is going to be it unless they do another special until next year.
Yeah, I think because they're locked in with 8 more movies.
Yeah.
They had 9 and they burned through 2 of them. So they still got 8. So I think they'll do a reverse, come out with maybe 6, 7 episodes, and then come out with an hour-long special or hour and a half long special.
I see that.
Just to round it out, just for Paramount's sake, because 6 days to air isn't feasible anymore for them.
Yeah.
And plus, the new production company, their resources may have changed. And they're like, hey, we're investing a lot of goddamn money into this. And
what do your guys need that you had at the studio at their own house? And what can we do to expedite this?
And I think HBO is going to get bought out by Discovery or something like that, right?
Really? Or is HBO buying Discovery?
It's that both of them are involved somehow. Don't quote me on this, but I know that's kind of.
It feels like HBO is the bigger.
Yeah, HBO home box office has been, they're like Discovery though. They have been around for a while.
Yeah, Discovery has a whole lot of stuff underneath it. Like Discovery has like History Channel and Sci-Fi Network and a whole bunch of other stuff. They've got a lot of networks.
So I imagine they're going to partner up somehow.
Because National Geographic's under Disney. And I thought that was part of Discovery, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just
TLC, I think, is Discovery.
Before it sound like I'm talking.
No, it sounds right.
Before I sound like I'm talking out of my ass, I'm gonna Google and verify.
No, that'd be great. You know,
Yeah.
it would really solidify what HBO's been doing. Because if I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of cross syndication of products like Friends is on Netflix and on HBO.
Yeah.
But yeah, HBO and Discovery Plus will be combined into one platform.
Okay.
Cool.
So I don't know if that will change the landscape really either.
I know
I'm doubting it will for South Park. They're on a contract and stuff
Netflix has gone up $1 more.
Yeah.
HBO hasn't gone up, but when you get HBO Max, you're getting a lot of stuff anyway.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of premium content.
But like Disney Plus is 3 different streaming networks. It's ESPN, it's Hulu, and I don't know if you've noticed it, but they're very lax on Hulu with some of their content.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like Disney's like, oh yeah, check out our company, you know, Hulu, and check out ESPN.
Then you get into Hulu and you're like, what the fuck is here?
Tommy Lee's penis.
Yes, you get some like really extreme looking shit. They have like all the R-rated like superhero stuff on Hulu
and FX uncensored.
Marvel movies are being posted on Netflix soon.
Well, no, no, the Netflix stuff's getting posted to Disney.
No, but I was reading this morning that Netflix will be showing some Marvel content.
That's cool.
Just a few things, not like the whole, not like Disney Plus, where it's the whole.
It'll be like X2 or some shit.
Yeah, it'd be something like that, or like one of the Spider-Man movies, one of the Tom Holland, or one of the
Tobey
Maguire's or Andrew Garfield ones.
Gotcha.
I will say I did finally watch that. That was all right.
Yeah.
I found out Jamie Foxx kind of like improv that whole line of the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I thought you were black. Oh man, I'm sorry.
But he knows about Miles Morales in the
he's
story,
like, man,
so that was cool.
I like that. He's like, man, I'm sorry. No, you're good, man. But I'm waiting for that Mike Tyson movie to come out.
The Mike Tyson movie? That's right. He's going to play Mike Tyson in that. I can't wait for that.
All right, Mike.
Well, I can't wait to see whatever they wind up doing next on whatever South Park Studios wants to do. Because, again, Paramount Money seems to be doing a lot. Hey, once they get Casa Bonita redone, I want to go.
Where is Casa Bonita?
In South Park, Colorado.
It's not anywhere else.
It's a few other places, but I think they're just own that one location.
If you guys want to plan a trip, let's plan a trip. But
I like Colorado. The one time I went.
We're planning on a trip. Just make sure we're going to the right fucking place.
Yeah. Because we're planning for Point Pleasant.
I know. I want to do that. I want to do it.
It's in September.
September's wide open.
All right. Well, for this episode of the Couch Potatoes, I've been Alex.
This is Cap.
And Chris, do you have any sort of final thoughts for us?
Hi, I'm a Mothman.